And hi, Mr. Goldberg. This is what's available of our group right now. We are using Google Circle Hangouts on Air to do our mediated presentations. Going first is going to be Diane, and yeah, we're gonna start right now. So Diane, you take it away whenever you're ready.
All right. So this past summer, I was driving down Route 109, which is near Rutgers, and I was making a left turn at an intersection. The light was yellow when I was crossing the intersection, and then all of a sudden, a bright light flashes and takes a picture of my car. I thought I wouldn't get a ticket because the light was still yellow, so I wasn't really going through a red light. But 2 months later, little did I know, a mailman delivers a wonderful notice into my mailbox saying I need to pay a ticket for running that red light. And ever since then, I hate red lights, and I think that all of them should be banned. So my name is Diane. I'm going to be talking about red light cameras and why they should be banned from all over the country and even all over the world because they're ridiculous. So most of us know what red light cameras are. For those of you who don't, they are a type of automated enforcement technology used on roads to detect red light runners. They are placed at intersections on top of traffic light posts and flash a bright light to take a picture of the vehicle running through it. The picture is taken when the light is yellow, and then after when the vehicle crosses the line when the light is red. And then the driver has to then pay a fee for the ticket, but they are assessed no points. These cameras have been popping up on roads more recently. And near Rutgers, Route 1 and 9, which is where I got my ticket, they have lights posted on every single intersection. They were created to improve overall intersection safety, but they can actually make our roads less safe. Not only do they not improve the safety of intersections, there are other factors as to why these red light cameras should be banned. There is no reliable witness to a traffic violation, except in rare occasions where there is a police officer standing at the corner overseeing the camera, which is then he can be used as a witness. Just because a camera unit was operating properly when it was installed on top of the post, doesn't mean it was operating properly when the picture of the vehicle was taken. The camera could have not been working properly when the picture is taken, and when you get the ticket in the mail, it can depict a different scenario about what actually happened that day, which is accusing the driver of something that they didn't do. For example, a car could be crossing an intersection during a yellow light, but at this intersection, the yellow light is longer, so the driver did not run that red light. The camera would flash only once and show the car through the intersection at the red light, depicting as if they did go through it when they actually didn't. Which is not fair to the driver at all, because then they have to pay a fee for the ticket for something that they didn't do, just because a piece of technology wasn't working. But if a police officer was on hand at the corner of the intersection, he can oversee the camera and be like, oh yeah, they didn't run the red light, so they're not going to get assessed the ticket. Taking pictures of a driver violates their privacy. Driving is a privilege, so no one should have their picture taken at any time of their travels. If a driver receives many red camera tickets, it's in the system, so someone who works for the city or for traffic enforcement can look up the driver's records and see where they have been ticketed. And if the guy behind the camera in the office is a creeper or a stalker, they can look up all the information about a person and stalk the driver, which isn't safe in a lot of situations. People should be able to drive wherever they want without having to worry that someone has pictures or videos taking videos of them wherever I go. Furthermore, with the driver being charged for something they didn't do, the driver is not positively identified in a picture or the video taken. Typically, the photos do not identify the driver of the vehicle at the time, so the ticket is mailed to the owner. Even if the owner wasn't driving the vehicle at the time, they still have to pay the ticket. Now the owner is forced to prove who was driving at the time. When I went through the red light, the ticket was sent to my mom because the owner of the car was my mom. And when she received the letter in the mail, she was not thrilled at all. It made it seem that she went through the red light and she's been accused of everything. Even though I took the responsibility and paid for it, she was just angered that the ticket went to her in the mail for doing something she didn't do. The ticket should be given to the driver's operating vehicle at the time, so which is why they should be banned to have more police officers at each corner to find those red light runners. And tickets are usually sent out via first-class mail, so there's no guarantee that it will be delivered to the accused driver. However, the government makes the assumption that the ticket was received, and if the driver fails to pay, it is assumed they didn't pay on purpose, and a warrant can be issued for their arrest, which can lead to more problems, which nobody wants. And if people do receive their tickets in the mail, they may not receive it for days, weeks, or even months after violation. I violated the law in July and did not receive the ticket in the mail until mid-September, which is 2 months later, which is just insane. This makes it very difficult to defend because not everyone can remember what happened 2 months ago on the day of running the red light, and they don't know the circumstances around the intersection. There could have been a reason why someone was speeding through the red light, and they just can't remember. Tickets are based on certain factors, including whether the area was construction area, safe corridor, and a whole bunch of other things. Since I received the ticket 2 months later after violation, I noticed I was being charged double, with $140, and I was wondering why, when it should only be like $80. It was hard to remember if there was construction that day or if it was a safe corridor on that road. So I didn't know why I was being charged for it. And on a ticket, there's little check mark boxes that explain to you why you're paying $140 for it. And on mine, it didn't have the $140 that it said construction, safe corridor, and whatnot. And I looked it up, and I did drive through a safe corridor, which is why I was paying double. So if you are going to be assessed a ticket, the camera, it should specifically say on the ticket what you're being charged for. Driving through a safe corridor, construction, or whatever else you might be doing it. Which is why if a cop was there, an actual human cop pulling over, they will specifically write on the ticket what you did wrong. Not a camera just take a picture and, oh, here you go, ticket. Cameras do not prevent most intersection accidents. Before cameras are set up, people would just drive through intersections on purpose like it's no big deal. They'd be like, oh, there's no camera or cop here, and I'm in a rush, so let me just zoom through the red light. From people like them, there were many side impact crashes. The cameras were thought to decrease the number of those accidents because when drivers see them at the intersection, they will think twice of running the red light and stop at the red light. But the number of serious crashes declined, but there was an increase in rear-end collisions because people began stopping short in order not to run the red light. When there is a rear-end collision, whoever rear-ends the car in front is at fault right now. So instead of the speeder getting in trouble by going through a red light, the rear-ending person is now being ticketed and having all the troubles on them. So these cameras basically did not help decrease the number of accidents. The accident rate stayed the same. So what's the point of having these cameras out on the poles if it doesn't help any accident rates or anything like that? And since they don't increase the accident rate, what are they known as? Money makers. All they do is take pictures and send people love letters in the mail. The cities that have these cameras are making big bucks with having people pay for their tickets. The ticket fee is insane. Like I said before, I had to pay $140 for mine because I ran it through a safe corridor. Usually it would only be like $75 or $80 if it wasn't construction or safe corridor or anything like that. And in some states, the price of the ticket can be as high as $300, which I think that was in like California or something, which is just insane. When a cop pulls you over for speeding, you don't get charged that much. I got pulled over once for speeding, and I only paid $56, not $140. And with that, a cop actually did work, pulled me over, and talked to me. So that should cost more than a red light ticket. So it makes sense for tickets to be priced higher with a cop instead of a red light camera. And if they do decide to keep these red light cameras, lower the price to like $20 or something small like that. There are alternatives to red light cameras. Simple intersection and signal improvements can have lasting positive effects without negative consequences. If traffic safety is the goal of these cameras, even though it doesn't seem that way, there should be an increase of the yellow light duration, which would give drivers more time to slow down and not have to make a snap decision about whether or not to accelerate through an intersection. Increasing the length of a yellow light, even by half a second, can dramatically decrease the number of crashes at an intersection. Retiming the traffic lights is also an option, which will allow drivers to encounter fewer fewer red lights. A few months ago, if the red light I ran through had a yellow light that was just half a second or a second longer, I wouldn't have received the ticket in the mail because the light wasn't red. I commute to school down the same road every single day, so I know where the red light cameras are. And even knowing where the cameras are, it's hard to determine if I should keep going through the yellow light or stop. So if the duration was longer, I wouldn't have to worry about it so much every single day if I'm going to run the light or not. And if it so happens to run that red light again, I like to receive the ticket in the mail the next day or like 2 weeks later, a week tops, not 2 months down the road where I can't remember what happened 2 months ago. I live in America where I have the freedom to drive wherever I want, so I don't want cameras taking pictures of where I'm traveling to and having people from the system be able to like look where I've been traveling and creep on me. So I feel like most of us feel the same way, that no one wants pictures taken of us. The prices shouldn't be so high, and the yellow light should be made longer for travel so that the drivers can have a longer time of deciding if they should stop or not. So all in all, freedom is good, cameras are bad.